provided by Thomas Allgeier and Frenos, based on the most relevant LinkedIn posts about field marketing in calendar weeks 32 and 33. Frenos supports clients with identifying target attendees for events, crafting outreach that cuts through the noise, and driving qualified registrations through strategic LinkedIn engagement. You can find more info in the description.
Yeah.
So, look, cold email response rates have plummeted to roughly 3%. Digital outreach is increasingly just being muted by buyers.
Right.
Yet, at the exact same time, major financial players are pouring billions of dollars into acquiring in-person event companies.
It's crazy.
It is. So today, we are exploring the top field marketing trends dominating the conversation across LinkedIn and really unpacking this massive paradox for this deep dive.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating tension.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if you look at the landscape today, field marketing is simultaneously becoming the absolute most valuable go-to-market channel a company has.
Right.
While also being the most heavily scrutinized line item on the entire budget.
Yeah. I mean, if you are a field marketer listening to this, you've probably had a CFO breathing down your neck, asking why you spent $50,000 on a booth that generated 0 closed-won deals. Know? That scrutiny is where we really need to start, because the era of the recap deck filled with vanity metrics, that is just over.
Oh, it's completely over.
Yeah.
We are seeing a ruthless shift toward hard pipeline evidence. One field marketing leader, Nick Bennett, actually illustrated this perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
He ran this strict 4-quarter audit across 12 different events to figure out what was actually driving revenue.
Okay.
And he stripped away all the comforting metrics.
Like what?
Well, he threw out brand lift scores. He threw out attendee satisfaction surveys.
Right, the stuff that makes you feel good.
Exactly. And he completely ignored raw booth traffic.
Wow. So what did he actually look at?
He just built a spreadsheet with 5 columns.
Okay, what were they?
Event name, total cost, pipeline sourced, pipeline influenced, and closed-won revenue.
That's it.
That is all he looked at. And the kicker is his timeline.
Okay.
He looked exclusively at CRM opportunities that had a touch point within 30 days of the event.
Wait, 30 days?
Yeah, not just leads, actual opportunities within 30 days.
Wow.
So by applying that strict filter to an average spend of, I think it was $18,000 per event.
Yeah, okay.
He uncovered a nightmare scenario. 8 out of those 12 events produced absolutely nothing measurable.
Ouch.
Yeah. He exposed $150,000 of dead spend.
So over 2/3 of the budget was going to events that generated literally 0 pipeline.
0.
That is insane. I mean, I kind of look at traditional badge scans like empty calories in a marketing diet, you know?
That's a good way to put it.
Right. Like they give you this sugar rush of productivity when you show the executive team you got like 800 scans.
Right.
But they don't actually fuel the business.
Exactly.
But wait, let me play devil's advocate here for a second. A 30-day window feels incredibly short-sighted for enterprise B2B deals, doesn't it?
It does.
I mean, aren't we just optimizing for quick wins and completely ignoring the long game of relationship building?
Well, that tension right there between the short and long game, that's the core debate happening in the industry right now.
Okay.
2 strategy experts, Jay Menashe and Joshua Villarreal, tackled this exact problem.
What did they say?
Their perspective is that tangible metrics tell you what happened.
Right.
But intangible metrics tell you why it mattered.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so you cannot judge an intimate executive dinner designed to deepen a 3-year enterprise relationship with the same 30-day ROI model you use for like a massive lead gen activation.
Right, because the measurement has to adapt to the specific vehicle.
Exactly.
If we force every single physical touch point to immediately spit out a closed-won deal, we end up optimizing away the genuine human connection that makes the channel work in the first place.
Right, you lose the plot entirely. However, for the events that are strictly designed for lead gen, the dead spend problem is usually structural.
Structural, how?
Well, another expert, Janelle McGrath, she noted that 90% of marketing teams waste their budget on the physical booth itself.
Oh, wow.
And only 10% on what actually drives the return.
So they basically build a beautiful structure and just wait for people to wander in.
Pretty much. Her alternative is entirely focused on pre-booked meetings.
Okay.
Instead of blasting generic, come see us at booth 402 emails.
Right. Nobody reads those.
Nobody. So teams need to identify target accounts weeks in advance and secure time on their calendars.
Yeah.
Because the data she shared shows a pre-booked meeting converts at 2.5 times the rate of a cold conversation happening in the aisle.
2.5 times, that's massive, which requires a fundamental shift in how teams allocate budget, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ashley Nelson developed what she calls the curated conversion framework.
Okay.
It forces teams to be totally ruthless with their spend. Well, every single dollar must do one of four things: attract the right people, elevate their experience, capture assets, or convert guests.
Okay, let's unpack elevate and capture there, because those get misunderstood all the time.
Yeah, they do. So elevating an experience doesn't just mean upgrading the catering rate.
Right.
It means removing friction from the prospect's day. It means making it easier for them to do their job while they are at your event.
Well, that's smart.
And capturing doesn't mean scanning a badge. It means capturing actual intent and context.
Yes.
So if a budget line item doesn't explicitly serve one of those four functions, you cut it.
You just cut it. And the tech stack is evolving to enforce that discipline, actually.
Really?
Yeah, Alexander Reynolds mapped out the modern event tech landscape, highlighting 16 essential platforms.
16?
Yeah, it's a lot. But what stands out is that the newest tools are built explicitly to measure and automate meetings booked, calendar density, and intent signals,
Wow.
rather than just tallying foot traffic.
Which brings us to a really critical realization for this deep dive.
What's that?
You cannot capture accurate ROI if the underlying design and workflow of your event strategy are broken before you even book the venue.
Exactly. True ROI belongs at the design stage.
Right. It requires working backward from the psychological goal.
Yes.
Megan Buckley stated this very plainly: an event is a vehicle, not a strategy.
Oh, that's a great quote.
It is. You have to start with the desired business outcome.
Right. And Matt Kleinrock took that a step further by challenging how teams actually brainstorm.
Okay, what's his take?
He warned against starting with shiny activation ideas.
Like the DJ booth or whatever.
Exactly. Instead, you have to map out the psychology.
Yeah.
You ask, what does the audience need to do, feel, understand, and remember for us to achieve our business outcome?
Oh, wow.
Right. If you want them to feel a sense of exclusivity and trust, a loud mega booth with a DJ isn't the right vehicle.
Definitely not. And that psychological mapping has to translate into an operational engine. Evan Shrivastava laid out a 6-stage workflow that separates the elite teams from the rest.
What are the stages?
It goes: choose the event, build demand, create experiences, capture intent, accelerate pipeline, and prove impact.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and he makes a crucial observation that the software tools aren't your competitive advantage.
Right.
The workflow tying them together is the advantage.
Well, the landscape of those tools is getting wildly complex, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Dalia El-Ghazar warns buyers not to look for a single magical software solution.
Because it doesn't exist.
Right. She says buyers need connected event tech solar systems.
Solar systems.
Yeah, like a central CRM, with specialized tools orbiting and feeding data into it.
That's a great visual.
And that integration is becoming highly sensitive, especially with the introduction of artificial intelligence.
Oh, for sure.
Adam Perry released a fascinating report on organizer platforms shipping AI servers, specifically something called MCP servers. He noted that platforms like Adidas are now explicitly publishing their exact read and write AI scopes to protect event data.
Hold on. For the less technical folks, what do read and write AI scopes actually mean in the context of an event?
Sure, think of it like security clearances for an AI agent.
Okay.
You might want an AI to analyze your guest list to suggest personalized follow-ups.
Right.
That requires read access.
Got it.
But you absolutely do not want that same AI hallucinating and accidentally deleting or modifying your VIP database.
Oh, gosh, no. That would be a disaster.
Exactly. So setting hard write scopes prevents the AI from altering core data. It's a guardrail against catastrophic tech failures on site.
Okay, that makes total sense. You need the intelligence without the risk.
Exactly.
But shifting from the digital backend to the physical reality, the human workflow is just as complex.
Oh, 100%.
Francis Hedrick pointed out that experiential success ultimately rests on unseen logistics, intense local negotiation, and always having a plan D ready to deploy at a moment's notice.
Plan?
Yeah, it's organized chaos.
It really is. Ian Morrison described event site leadership in a way that perfectly captures this tension.
What did he say?
He said running a massive site requires the ability to hold 8 conflicting perspectives simultaneously.
Wow, 8. Like what?
Well, the crowd sees the magic.
Right.
The crew sees the load-in path in the pouring rain. The local council officer sees fire safety compliance.
Oh, yeah.
And the security manager is analyzing crowd compression and threat vectors.
Wow.
If your site leader isn't balancing all of those realities at once, the whole thing falls apart.
That is so true. But, there is a danger in hyper-focusing on flawless logistics and strict workflows.
What do you mean?
Well, if we map every single minute and over-engineer the space, don't we risk killing the spontaneity that makes live events valuable in the first place?
Right, like we squeeze the life out of the room.
Exactly.
Marco Barazzi actually warned against this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he argued that trade show plans must intentionally leave room for unplanned encounters. You have to design the physical space for serendipity. Because a completely random conversation while waiting for coffee can often change the entire financial outcome of the week.
That happens all the time.
It does, which means the process shouldn't feel like a straitjacket to the attendee.
Yeah.
Now, Lady Jarrett made a brilliant distinction here. She pointed out that disciplined process isn't about rigidity.
Right.
It is simply risk management disguised as logistics.
Oh, I love that. Risk management disguised as logistics.
Yeah, a phenomenal process absorbs all the pressure and friction behind the curtain. So out on the floor, the guests feel completely at ease.
They just feel the magic.
Exactly.
Oh, real quick, by the way, if you are finding this breakdown helpful and want insights like this delivered regularly, make sure to hit subscribe so you catch our future deep dives.
Yes, definitely.
Because this brings us to the biggest shift happening in the space right now. Perfecting the outcome and the workflow is urgent because artificial intelligence is fundamentally changing why buyers are willing to leave their homes in the first place.
The data highlighting this shift is staggering, honestly.
Let's hear it.
So Steve Armenti shared that figure we mentioned earlier. Cold email replies have fallen to roughly 3.4%.
That is dismal.
Right. Buyers are ignoring outbound automation. They are muting sequences, and yet they're still booking flights to attend in-person gatherings.
Which makes field marketing the ultimate unfiltered revenue driver.
It really does.
And the financial markets know it.
Oh, yeah.
Edwina Cheng highlighted that Apollo, which is a massive asset management firm,
All right.
they just bought Emerald and Questex in a $1.5 billion all-cash deal.
Wow.
Yeah. Smart money is betting that as digital tools saturate the market, trusted, physical gatherings become the premium commodity.
Because you cannot fake a physical room.
Exactly.
John Miller had a great perspective on this.
What's his take?
He pointed out that very soon, every single marketing team is going to have access to the exact same AI stack.
Right. Everyone will have the same tools.
Exactly. The technology won't be a differentiator.
No.
The only things left to differentiate a brand will be human taste, knowing which ideas are actually worth executing, and human storytelling.
And we are already seeing human taste physically change the format of these events.
Oh, definitely.
Katrina P. argued that a highly curated 40-person pop-up experience will consistently outperform a massive $75,000 mega booth.
Yes.
Because attention is no longer bought by square footage on a convention floor. It is earned by intimacy.
Right. Taylor Topper reinforced this,
Yeah.
stating that because of AI, we don't need bigger events, we need better rooms.
Better rooms. It's kind of like the difference between a massive stadium tour and an intimate MTV Unplugged session.
Oh, that's a perfect analogy.
Right. The stadium tour gets you thousands of impressions and looks great on a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
But the unplugged room, that creates lifelong superfans who feel like they shared a rare, exclusive moment with your brand.
And brands are aggressively pivoting to those unplugged rooms through what Kayla Drake calls wrapper events.
I love this concept. This is such a smart tactical play. Explain how a wrapper event actually works mechanically.
Sure. So instead of fighting for attention on a chaotic expo floor, companies build wellness activations or highly curated executive dinners around the major conferences.
So they just piggyback off it.
Exactly. They hijack the ecosystem.
Wow.
They capture the target audience that has already traveled to the city, but they host them in a private, high-value setting without ever paying the massive fees to step onto the show floor.
It is incredibly efficient.
It really is.
Madam Turinas noted that in the health tech space, Pipeline is aggressively shifting away from traditional booths and toward these community-led wrapper dinners.
Yep.
And the commitment level is massive.
What do the numbers look like?
Well, Madalena T shared that these pre-booked intimate dinners are seeing no-show rates under 20%.
Under 20%.
Yeah.
For an event.
Yeah. When people feel personally invited to a small table, they actually show up.
Yeah. That's incredible. And there is a deeper psychological reason why buyers are so hungry for those small tables.
Okay. What is it?
Jonathan Kazarian and Seth Deckman touched on something profound in their analysis. We are currently living through a severe loneliness epidemic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The statistic they shared was jarring. 7 in 10 people didn't see anyone socially yesterday.
Oh my gosh. 7 in 10.
Yeah.
That completely reframes the goal of an event.
It really does.
Brands aren't going to win by offering surface-level networking or trading business cards.
Yeah.
They win by creating genuine friendship and a real sense of belonging for their buyers.
Which brings us to the final hurdle. Whether you are running a massive exhibition or an intimate wrapper event, all of this strategy is meaningless if your team fails to execute on site and if the business fails to capture the value afterward.
Right. It comes down to maximizing the physical space and securing the pipeline.
Exactly.
And maximizing the space doesn't require a 6-figure build-out.
Not at all.
Julia Oberle shared a massive tactical win that proves this.
Oh, the trailer?
Yes. Her team used a $1,000 reusable neon sign and a $50 3D printed miniature replica of a job site trailer.
That is incredibly low cost for a trade show asset.
Right. But the impact was huge. Tactile engagement works. People walking by naturally wanted to touch the miniature trailer.
Right. They just want to interact with it.
Exactly. It gave them a reason to stop and point, which gave the booth staff an organic opening to start a conversation.
That's brilliant. Gustavo Correa added to this by noting that utilizing backlit displays naturally draws the eye.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning your staff doesn't have to shout aggressively into the aisle to get attention.
Nobody wants to be that person shouting in the aisle.
No, absolutely not. But all the clever tactile props in the world won't save a campaign if the humans aren't prepared.
Right.
Kamadan expressed a major frustration from the builder side of the industry.
What's the frustration?
Experiential agencies and booth builders constantly take the blame for poor show results, when the actual point of failure was an untrained sales team standing inside the booth staring at their phones.
Oh, it's a tragic comedy.
It really is.
A company spends $100,000 designing an activation just so their account executives can check their email inside it.
Yeah. Steve Randazzo backed this up, stating unequivocally that 90% of experiential success comes down to team training.
Wow, 90%.
Yeah. You have to train them on how to physically engage, what questions to ask, and how to read the floor.
Okay, but let's assume the team is perfectly trained.
Okay.
They have great conversations.
Sure.
The physical space works. Teams still fail at the capture stage. How are they losing the pipeline after all that work?
That's the million-dollar question. Evgenia Nekrasova explained why this happened.
Okay.
Event budgets fund the physical booths, but the actual content value radios, the brilliant insights from buyers, the real-time pain points, comes from unrecorded sessions and unscripted conversations in the margins.
So it just evaporates.
Exactly. Her solution is that teams need one person on site dedicated strictly to capturing language and stories, not just scanning badges.
Capturing the narrative. I love that.
Yeah.
Because, as Mark Weinstein pointed out, when you pair an experiential activation with dedicated content capture, you can scale that brand story far beyond the few hundred people who are actually in the physical room.
Right.
You turn an ephemeral event into a digital asset.
But the transition back to digital has to be authentic.
Yes. It's
This follow-up is where a pipeline goes to die.
Oh, absolutely.
Jessica Johnson warned that if you send a generic blast thank you for visiting email to a scraped list of people, half of whom never actually stepped foot in your booth,
Right.
you instantly destroy your personalization credibility.
Yeah, it proves to the buyer you weren't actually paying attention to them at all.
Exactly. Harsha Raj insists that teams need genuine attendee intelligence, meaning context about the conversation, not just a spreadsheet of names.
Right. And finally, Manpreet Wadan identified exactly why pipeline tends to stall out 30 days post-show.
Why is that?
It is rarely because the buyer lost interest. It is almost always because the sales coverage lapsed in the mid-funnel.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the momentum died simply because the internal follow-up process stopped.
Wow. You know, if we look at the entire landscape we just covered in this deep dive,
Yeah.
from the intense scrutiny of dead spend, to the paradox of AI making physical rooms more valuable, to the desperate need for real human connection.
It's a lot to take in.
It is, but it leads to a provocative idea about where this is all heading.
Okay, lay it on me.
We have talked about brands curating intimate wrapper events and maximizing their ROI. But taking this a step further, what if the future of B2B field marketing is completely decentralized?
What do you mean by decentralized?
In a world starving for authentic connection, what if the ultimate strategy isn't the brand hosting an event at all?
Okay.
What if the future is brands empowering their most passionate customers to host micro-gatherings in their own cities, turning the attendees themselves into the actual marketing channel?
Wow, that is a wild thought, just flipping the whole model upside down.
Exactly.
Well, that is definitely something for everyone to chew on. If you enjoyed this episode, new episodes drop every 2 weeks. Also check out our other editions on account-based marketing, channel and partner marketing, AI in B2B, MarTech, go-to-market, and social selling.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss out on the latest strategies.